Do you have tattoos? I come from the bicycle messenger industry.
There you go.
And I'm kind of wondering how I got here. So a little bit of a story today is really more about a journey rather than just an announcement. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I learned from the bicycle messenger industry and how I got to that today. Probably one of the lowest tech industries around. Bicycle messengers, from that somehow I got to the Federal Reserve, something to do with this company called Twitter, now Square, and here to see you guys today about FreeCAPS. Bit of history. Don, you want to stand up? This guy, it's that guy. He's got tattoos. It's a mucky industry. But we service clients that you're all familiar with here in the Bay Area. Gap, Wells Fargo, Good Vibrations, San Francisco MoMA, the Giants. And we could be doing deliveries for each of them by them calling each of us. That wouldn't be very efficient. So as you can imagine, there's a dispatch center behind that. That dispatch center coordinates all the inbound requests from the seekers of those deliveries. Those couriers are the providers. The inbound is aggregation. We're all going to know about that in this big data. We've got to normalize all that data, put it into the zone, it's gear coding. We've got to categorize it as whether it's a rush or all day. And we syndicate that back out with either pagers or radios. And finally, we let everyone talk back and forth with each other, where each of us is so that we can coordinate and hand off, as well as feedback as to whether the delivery got done on time. It's a very early system of socialization. We started this in New Zealand with 10 couriers. This method went from doing it for one courier firm to multiple courier firms in a market, to all the markets around the world, to become the largest on-demand dispatch network in the world. Real-time data of seekers and providers. That model works well for the Federal Reserve. When I worked at the board, we did the same thing for all the cash notes, all the checks, all the electronic payments, operating a clearing system, doing all the payment systems, and all the banks in the country. Now there's two ways to do this. One, you can allocate all this work, telling everyone what to do. That dispatch center can tell every messenger what delivery to pick up and where to bring it to. There's another way to organize the world. We call it free call. It's bottom up. You call out the work, and the messengers bid. They decide what work they're going to do. It's called free call. We know political systems. There was the Soviet command economy. Command and control, top down. The dispatch center tells everyone what to do. Versus democratization, bottom up. If you believe in the bottom-up model, that's your hammer. When you got a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Now, one of those tattooed guys, does anyone know who that is? Working for us? Bigger picture? Anybody recognize it here? He had this idea. Did I hear that? Jack. Jack was a bad boy. He was packed into our site, and he told us what you could do with the data. What our weaknesses were. Could have called the cops, we hired him instead. Now Jack had this idea that you could do the same thing with email. Instead of pushing it to everyone, you could have a follower model. That follower model became Twitter. And then we did Square. Democratization of media, democratization of payments. We have one other idea, democratization of exchanges. If you took the provider and seeker model for all the sources of exchange postings in the world, eBay, Craigslist, Indeed for Jobs, Etsy, Zillow, Instead of everybody having to go to those sources, what it was like if you had one central place, the data commons where all that data was collected. So aggregation, normalization, syndication, socialization could be in one place, accessible to all developers. Example, looking for a Porsche 912, you shouldn't have to know that you've got to go to Craigslist, to LA, other cities, go to eBay, go to Hemitz. You want to be able to look for what you're looking for and not have to know where you have to go to find it.
Exactly.
So that data should be pre-staged in a place where any developer or any user can find it. So what 3Taps now, 6 million postings per day, firehose, just like Twitter. 100 real-time updates per second. Key, we believe this data is public domain, public facts, and therefore it's public property. This data is available without permission. We're not going around asking, because the data is out in the public domain. I believe it's public facts or public property. So what we do is put wrappers in front that allow developers, language that they're familiar with, to get access to all that data. Here's an example you can go look at. Craigslist data, notoriously hard to get to. So with this kind of API, all that can be in the commons, and any developer could build a site that cuts across all the Craigslist locations, something you could never do with Craigslist before. So finally, what 3Taps is, it's unfencing all the data sources that have to do with exchange data in the world. Puts it into a data commons, developer-centric APIs, and we mix in some sponsored posts. Some of these posts people pay to get clicks or sales. The data itself is free. That's it. Thank you.